We good, Hunter? All right, outstanding. What is this? What's this episode titled?
Everybody wants your money.
Everybody wants your money?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw it. Just popped up. I just got to. Welcome back, everyone, to the 307 podcast. It's been a while, boys.
It has.
It has been a while. Now, we started doing our Monday meetings on the podcast, so you get a Monday episode now. And I'm really excited about those, man. I'm enjoying it. You know, I went out and bought me yesterday. Actually, I didn't intentionally seek it out. But I was down there at the Sharpsicle, the coffee shop, with Blakely. We were doing some homeschool work, and they had this New Testament Bible in there, and it's in a spiral-bound notebook, and it's got room for notes along the sides. Did you? Why is he pointing at you? You don't forget. You have to talk into the mic. This is the podcast.
I looked at it.
Okay, yeah. I thought, man, this is perfect for our Monday meeting episodes because, like last week, I had, you know, you had to have the Bible, and then I had to have the little bit of notes that I had on my phone too. You know, and I really don't like to look at my phone when I'm doing a podcast because notifications, it just distracts you from the conversation. So, yeah, I think you need to order one of those for all of us, Blake. That way,
y'all want one?
I'll take one.
It's really cool, man. It really is. I mean, it's great for what we're doing with the Monday meeting, in my opinion. Chili doesn't have a Bible, so it would be good to get him one just so he can at least have a New Testament.
Well, you ought to order it for us. You got the book.
Is that true?
I have the book, but I don't have the money.
That'd be my first Bible.
Oh, I'll let you borrow my card.
Well, you can order it.
I don't know if I can find one.
Well, I'll send you the message. I'll send you a text message and telling you what it is.
Is it NASB?
Well, why would you
No,
not
you can
just
get it
get
in
a
different
notebook
versions.
that's not that big and cumbersome?
Because then you have to have your Bible and a notebook. With this thing, you have the Bible and the notebook all in one. Okay?
Just an efficiency thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like all right there. It's really cool. So we're doing Monday meetings now on the podcast. They're a little shorter, but our Wednesday episodes, y'all know we get after it, son. It's New Year's Day. Did anybody experience holiday fatigue? Corn, don't lie. Corn, I talked to you.
What even is holiday fatigue?
Corn, I talked to you before Christmas even came around. I said, "What are you doing, Cornbread?" You said, "Oh, I'm just out, shopping for Christmas presents. I just feel like I'm just to the point. I'm just buying junk just to buy it."
I did say that. You're right.
Is that Christmas? Is that holiday fatigue?
Yes,
though?
that's holiday fatigue.
That is what you buy gifts for, just to buy them. There's no point in any of this crap.
So if that is holiday fatigue, yeah, then definitely I felt some.
I didn't experience it.
A few days before Christmas.
You didn't have holiday fatigue?
Not even a little bit. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this holiday season.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Seems like Christmas spirit was low this year.
It was high on me.
It was low.
On me.
Well,
Things
you
are
weren't
changing.
passing it around, bub.
Well, I didn't have, y'all would have been down in my spirit if I gave you some.
Things are changing about these holidays, man. I remember when I was a kid, it used to be a big deal. People are less and less even fooling with these holidays. I tell you what, it ticked me off today. I'm driving into work. I can't even get a daggone cup of coffee. Anywhere in Rome, I can't even get a cup of coffee today.
Holiday.
Because it's New Year's Day.
Government holiday.
What in the ever-living crap is the purpose of shutting the entire community down on New Year's Day? It's literally just an excuse for people not to work. That's what it is. It ticked me off.
Well, I tell
man.
you, the world needs to shut down a little more often than it does
really.
anyways. I like that the world slows down. It needs to slow down. That's one thing I like about the holidays.
Biscuit, did you get holiday fatigue at all this year?
Only when I got that stomach virus. That's it. Other than that,
But that wasn't holiday fatigue, though. That was just a stomach virus from going to that filthy, nasty gym.
well, it gave me holiday fatigue because I didn't have as much time as I thought I would to get my holiday stuff together because I spent 2 days in bed.
That's right.
So, but I wouldn't have had holiday fatigue if I had had enough time. But I'm like Blake. I liked this holiday season.
You did?
Yeah. Did I express anything differently that you remember? Because I feel like I
have a plan for next Christmas.
Why did you I just asked you a question.
I felt like you had a little holiday fatigue, boo boo.
When?
I felt like I noticed a little holiday fatigue.
When?
You know, we don't have to talk about when, but I just felt like I saw it. Definitely. And
wow.
Okay, I have a plan for next Christmas, all right? Next Christmas, I am throwing a Christmas bash. It's going to be on Christmas Day. And Christmas Day and the Christmas bash is the only day that I am going to celebrate the holiday, okay? On Christmas Day. See, the way we do holidays, it's like, well, you know, you have the Christmas Eve gathering, and then you have the Christmas Eve gathering, and then you have the Christmas Day gathering, and then you have the after Christmas gathering the day after Christmas. It's so ridiculous.
Did you have that many?
Oh, yeah. It's constant. It's just back to back.
Wait, you got to have that many. You got that many friends and family.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so-and-so wants you to come here for their Christmas gathering. And then the next day they want you to come here. And then, oh, yeah, the next day we're going over here to see what, you know, the kids got for this. And it's like, no, next year I'm throwing a Christmas bash. I am only celebrating Christmas on the day of Christmas. I'm not participating in any other holiday festivities except for that single day. I'm going to dedicate that one day of my life to celebrate the holidays, and that's it.
That's going to be a flop, bub.
What are you going to celebrate?
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at Christmas Bash.
At Christmas bash.
We are going to have a full day of activities. Now, this is going to be open to all family and all close friends, all right? Now, this Christmas bash is going to be so big that people in years after this initial one, people will be mad at me if I don't throw this Christmas bash.
Or if they don't get invited.
That's how big it's going to be, okay? It's going to be a full day of activities. It's going to start off with a morning hunt just for the men, all right?
Deer.
Yeah, a morning deer hunt for the men.
The women got to fix breakfast.
No. The
Corn.
women can sleep in because we are actually hiring a chef, all right, for the Christmas bash. We're going to go on our deer hunt. The chef's going to arrive while we're on our deer hunt. When we return from our deer hunt, the chef is going to have a brunch prepared for the men, okay? After that, the rest of the day, the chef is just going to continuously pump out food. Different types of dishes, all right? He's going to bring them around on a platter.
Finger foods,
whoever's there,
like snacky
would you
stuff.
like this?
Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
So all day there's going to be food just coming out in waves, right?
And when will the women eat? You said for
They'll eat at the main meal.
Yeah,
The
they have to sleep till 2:00.
Yeah, the women
Don't
are
get
going to
up.
sleep.
This will be a segregated Christmas bash.
Okay, after brunch, the women are going to lead a woman's walk or hike, okay?
Stupid.
They're going to go out and hike, that type of stuff.
Just the women?
Yeah, just the women. That's going to be a women's activity, right? While they're out walking, we're going to sit around and talk about our hunt, stuff like that. We might actually get the skeet shooting stuff up, and we might commence to shooting some skeet just for a little while, you know, until lunchtime. At lunchtime, we're going to eat again. After lunch, we are going out on a squirrel hunt. All right,
That's going to be big.
With what dog?
Well, me and Cornbread are getting back into dog business. All right, so we'll have dogs. We got a whole year to get these dogs right.
Yeah.
So after lunch is a squirrel hunt. The women will probably be coming back in from their walk about that time. You can plan whatever else you want to do with the women. After the squirrel hunt, we're going to come back. And we're going to...
Clean. They could.
Yeah, they might have to clean
Hour
up and
break
stuff.
for cleaning.
Lunch. Yeah.
And two, after we do our skeet shoot,
We'll take an hour break for cleaning.
We'll allow them to go out and pick up all the skeets and stuff out of the field, and then we're gonna have the main meal. All right, it's gonna be in the evening. Now, this is everybody can come to the main meal, and we're gonna sit down. We're gonna eat all that. After the main meal, we're gonna open presents. Everybody's gonna do their gifts. And then after gifts, we're going to have fireside chat. We're going to have fires, indoor and outdoor fires. And it's just going to be a time to sit around, drink, have fireside chats.
And it's didn't you say it'd be $1,000 minimum on the gifts if you're going to bring a gift?
Yeah. There's going to be no gift. No gift will be open that's valued, market value less than $1,000. When you open gifts at this Christmas bash, like every gift somebody opens, we're gonna be giving away new cars. We're gonna be giving away gifting guns,
wool cloaks.
Every gift that someone opens,
gold coins.
You're gonna be like, holy crap! I can't believe they got that for Christmas. And you're going to be so excited about opening your gift because you know it's going to be something spectacular. It's not going to be a pair of freaking Walmart Hanes socks in a sack. You know what I mean? You about to get something good.
Corn called this a flop, and after everything Chad said, he's going to...
Well, I was just about to say I reneged my statement.
He's literally sitting over there going...
It sounds big.
This is going to be... I'm telling you, it's going to be so freaking big.
Corn just canceled all Christmas plans next year.
Yep.
He's like, we're going to have lunch.
Dude, that chef's gonna be on point.
I'm in.
You know what I mean? Just constantly pumping out food. So for me, I get holiday fatigue, all right? But I get holiday fatigue is not because I can muster the spirit, but I can't muster the spirit to hang in there for a week and a half, man. You know, I want to put all my spirit in. Well, look, we're still in the holidays. We got this stupid New Year. It's like nothing. We got this stupid freaking New Year.
Nobody has required nothing from you to do with the New Year. Like you've had zero.
I can't even get a cup of coffee today.
Make your own coffee.
That is a sacrifice that I'm having to make.
Well, all of our family.
All you guys are down with the Christmas bash?
Cafe Bustelo.
Look, you don't have to come. Like, you guys are all going to be invited.
Oh, yeah,
you don't have to come.
No.
Chili don't come to anything. Can we have the Christmas bash at Chili's apartment?
No, it wouldn't be big. No, we couldn't do all the activities we're trying to do.
We could just have a disco in Chili's apartment.
My question is why haven't we been doing this for years? I mean, why do we make Christmas this thing where you just kind of sit around in a stuffy area and you spread germs to each other and you're not doing the things you want to do with your people, you know?
Well, most of the time, the people you're going to see, that's what they want to do is see you and spend time with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing
so you're giving
meaningful things, creating memories.
That's their Christmas bash.
Look,
is for you to come and see them.
Look, if we're going to come together on the holidays, why don't we do something that's going to create memories? I mean, look, do you remember what you did or conversations that you had last Christmas? Like a year ago Christmas? No, because none of it's meaningful. Because we come together and we just freaking sit on our lumps. We just sit there like a freaking lump of crap and we don't do anything.
Sit on our lumps.
Luckily, Blake did organize a skeet shoot this year.
That was fun.
So that was a
and women were included.
Yeah, that was a memory. But that's what I'm saying, man. When we come together for the holidays, let's it's not that hard. Let's design a day that you're like, oh man, that was awesome. Remember that deer hunt back in 2024 that we had on Christmas Day. You remember that squirrel hunt? You remember that good food that chef bought? Or, well, hopefully this and that. It's going to be big, man.
You're right.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
You should do your Christmas bash, but also be prepared to go see those people that can't come to it that you normally would see on Christmas. Just
they
because
can't
you have
come.
to.
Look,
that's
they
the
can't
only reason
come.
they need.
Tell them.
That's your family, your friends, whoever. Just go
Yeah,
do
exactly.
It.
They can't come. Why can't they come?
Maybe because they're going to see someone else to be a part of their Christmas bash. Chad's not the only one that has a Christmas bash.
Oh, yeah. Okay, who else do you know that has a Christmas bash like I'm talking about?
Well, like
Nobody.
You're talking about nobody.
Nobody, that's exactly
right.
right.
But the little old woman
Yep.
that can't get out and do a Christmas bash, and she just wants to see her grandkids.
We will hire her a car. I will hire her a car.
Where are you getting the money to do all this?
I got my money right on this. I got my money right. I will hire.
Sponsors.
I'm going to spend. I'm going to spend at a minimum $50,000 on this Christmas bash.
And
Well, who's buying all the gifts that you're proposing?
I'm gonna have to buy a lot of them for
Yeah,
people that are poor and can't afford it.
Well,
But
probably considering you said you're giving away cars.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not bringing nothing that cost $1,000 to give to anybody.
That's your entry fee.
but
Well, I guess I won't be there.
you have to understand though. Again, we are consolidating our Christmas spirit. So what this means is instead of you buying 100 $10 items that nobody's going to use, they're going to wind up in a corner somewhere or in the garbage can. You consolidate your Christmas spirit into buying one gift that is $1,000 or more, and you present that gift to one person to make that person feel special. You see what I'm saying? You're spreading yourself too thin.
I think your idea is awesome.
You buy $110 items that all go in the trash, and then nobody ends up feeling special, man.
I think your idea is awesome, minus the part you only want it to be for the people that can come to your Christmas bash. Minus that, it's really awesome.
Tell him, Corn.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you, that's the plan.
I think it's
That's
I'll
the plan
be there,
for next year.
I'll be there.
So, Chili, you need a new car. You might be getting one at the next Christmas bash.
I don't need a new car.
I'm just telling you, you might be getting one at next year's Christmas bash, okay? If you can string that Mazda out another year, you never know.
Somebody sent in the mail some clothes for Chili and an oil filter funnel for him to, when his car's burning oil, to put more oil in it, and he threw it all away.
Did they really?
I did throw all that away, but look, my car's fine. Fine.
How's the front end?
Well, it's taking a little damage, but nothing that won't buff out.
I'm getting my water here.
Well, before we get into the episode here, I guess I should introduce your hosts. My name is Chad Rite. I'm your main host, and then we have the beautiful Miss Biscuit over here to the right-hand side. I don't know if you guys know, she just got an award for 2024. Huh? Yeah, you got an award. The most beautiful woman I saw in 2024. Biscuit's getting that award. The most beautiful woman I saw the whole year. Of all the travels that I did, all the places that I went, I did not see
You're
a
being
woman.
so disrespectful
There is
right now.
one thing that we failed to do at the end of the year that I've thought about before and I'd like to do, and we've just totally missed it. But I would like to present at the end of every year a 3 of 7 awards that we decide who categories, who
That'd
we're
be so
nominating.
Oh, that
funny.
would be spectacular.
I would love to do that.
That would be spectacular.
And it's for, amongst us, like Hunter could even win an award. People on Patreon, like all kinds of people that we know and have trained with, and we come up with. Yeah, exactly.
Most likely to
Exactly. All
sign
of
up
that.
for a race and just quit on the first lap.
Sure. Perfect.
We might do that next week then.
Okay.
Yeah, we might do
That's
this
a great
next
idea,
week.
Chili.
Yeah.
For real. You're full of awesome ideas today, bub. You are rolling.
Yep. Most likely to catch a monster 10-pound bass.
That's easy, James Nickemeyer.
yes, sir.
Most likely to get sick.
Yeah,
That's Chad
right. I'm telling you.
We got the
3 of 7 awards.
The Bishop, Blake Rite, sitting over here in between me and Brooke. We have
Peace.
We have Priest Cornbread. Where'd you get that Wayland hat from?
Cooney got it for me for Christmas at my Christmas bash.
That's nice. It really is.
That is a nice hat. Yeah. A lot of people probably don't know that's Waylon Jennings' personal logo.
Chili was like the 5th person to ask me, is that a Whataburger hat?
Well, I knew who it was. You had talked about it.
Yeah, I know, jokingly.
But
You're the 5th person that's
nobody
that joke.
legitimately asked you if that was the Whataburger
They
hat.
did it just like you, yeah.
No, they didn't.
By golly, they did too. Yeah.
People don't know that stuff
Who
anymore,
owns that
man.
Whataburger?
Who owns Whataburger?
Oh, that's Wahlburger. He owns them.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, he can do 30 pull-ups.
We got Pope Chili, our Bible scholar.
And today's episode is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club.
What are y'all starting a Dollar Shave
If
Club?
you spend $1, you can get razors for a year. Dollar Shave Club.
I don't even know what that means.
It
But
ain't got nothing to do with me, bub.
What's that about?
and then we have Deacon. We got Deacon over there, right? Deacon. We got Deacon. We got Deacon Hunter over there grinning like a possum. Look at him, son.
Thinking up your bumper.
I'm hoping he grows a little bit. I just was noticing today how short he was. You don't think he's gonna grow some?
Oh yeah, he'll pull
You
through.
think he'll
I
grow?
hope he does.
Yeah, we filmed some videos today, and he was trying to take a thumbnail of me standing up holding a pistol, and he couldn't get high enough to get level with my head. So I
Well, he did get high.
I know we're gonna either have to get him a step stool, or I told him to eat extra eggs this morning because I don't think he's eating enough. He just eats Chick-fil-A mainly, and he He said he stayed up last night till 2:30 in the morning.
He was partying down.
You're not gonna grow like that, Hunter.
Chili missed that because he left early.
You grow in
Yeah,
your
it
sleep,
did.
all right? So you need to start getting to bed early, eating more food. You're gonna grow after that. But
I like Sunjoy.
so we're happy to have you here again this week, Deacon.
Corn likes Diet Coke.
Ruck training plan. It's on the website. $15. It's a 15-week program for
New
you
Year's
guys
resolution.
that want to get out and unfat yourself and get into the. If you like to ruck, then this is the program. You guys said you've sold 100
Yeah.
ruck training plans.
Wow.
Yeah, 100 people have got the plan. That's pretty cool.
100 plans. That's cool. Yeah.
It's real cool, yeah.
I think there's some people on Patreon that are following it. I'm posting my workout each day on Patreon now as I'm journeying to unfat myself. And I see some people talking about there on the ruck training plan. Are you guys following it too?
Well, we were.
I am.
You still are?
Yeah.
Well,
I still am.
Beat you, Chili.
I've started running.
Cornbread, you've been down with your shoulder injury. With that ruck training plan, does that ruck bother your shoulder at all? Or are you
No,
still able to
it
get out
hadn't
there and do
bothered
it?
It hadn't bothered it as of yet. Yeah. It's been just fine.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about that for you guys that, and especially for you guys that are going to come and train with us this year in 2025, whether you're doing a basic course, a proving grounds, or a rite of passage. This ruck training plan is going to give you a guideline to get out and spend some time on your feet and hopefully make some good adaptations that are going to serve you well if you do come out and train with us or if you're going to come out and train with us this year. The other announcement, I have signed up or committed to. I don't think I'm signed up yet. Did you sign me up, Boo?
No, do you want me to?
Yeah, I need you to sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm committed to racing our upcoming trail race, the 3 of 7 Project Trail Race on March 22nd. And so that's what I'm training for right now. I've got started running again too, Chill. It's been good, man.
Yeah, it's
And you're not going to be there in March.
not as good as I once was. No, I've got a wedding.
Dang, dude, I would love to have been able to race against you.
I'm in a wedding.
But we're actually going to have some pretty stiff competition out there.
Well, I wasn't going to race it anyway.
Well, I'm going to race it.
Well, good.
We're going to have some stiff competition. We have Blake. Isn't his name Blake?
Hmm?
He won
Mountain
Mama race.
8 hour.
Blake signed up. We're going to have Mason.
Yep.
Mason James is coming out to run.
What did he get at the 8 hour last February? Second,
wasn't it?
I think.
I think he got second,
Yeah.
but he also just won the whole High Rocks Challenge out in Houston. So he's a really good athlete. Brooke just told me today we're going to have Ken Rite out. Is supposed to be coming to run. He is a super fast runner. Yeah. So there are going to be some really good runners there, and I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to really hunker down, man, if I'm gonna hang with these boys. Because those are some good runners. Just those three right there
well, I don't know
are
how
enough to really, really give you a run for your money.
I don't know how old Ken Rideout is now, but he is the fastest road marathoner his age.
Yeah.
Like, period?
Currently, yeah. I mean, I don't every time
He's big time.
every major marathon he wins his like the Masters whatever. I mean, every time. I've seen him probably get second once or something.
He's
over the
so
last couple
fit
years.
too, dude. Have you ever met him? I've met him a couple of times.
I
and
can't
he
remember.
Is so lean.
I don't think so.
And fit. He's small. He's a little small guy, but he's muscular.
Yeah.
He's not small. He's
Yeah,
he's my height.
No, he's small. But anyways, he's a good runner. So
He's a very good runner. I don't guess so. I've ever met him, but I'd like to watch him do a road marathon. It'd be pretty cool.
well, I'm interested to see how he's going to do out there on that course in March at our race because
the
of that
hills.
dang hill, man. That dang hill is brutal. I mean, it's no joke. Ain't nobody gonna run that hill
Most of that course will suit him really well.
other
than that.
than that steep hill.
But I don't know that he's not good at climbing.
that's
I mean,
true.
I don't know.
That's
I know
true.
he's good at road running.
I got to get Roman back. If we sprinkle Roman in there,
Yeah, he's won the 8 hour.
yeah, that would be a really good, like, between you, him, Blake, Mason.
You're gonna lose to all
and
these
Ken.
fools, dude.
It's a really good field of runners at the top for sure.
And I got that timing company, so we're gonna know like laps, but we're gonna know each lap time. There ain't gonna be no Sharpie or like. It's gonna be easy to keep up with who's
Well, I'm going to tell you flat out, I'm not going to be on that first or second lap. I'm not going to be in the front. When you got guys as fast as the three guys we just talked about, when you got guys as fast as them running, I am not as fast as they are. Like a guy like Ken or like Blake, they would slap destroy me on a flat course. So I'm not as fast as them. What I'm banking on is being able to be steadier than them over the course of 8 hours, and basically come from behind them. I mean, I got to keep them within striking distance. I can't let them pull 4 miles on me, but I'm planning on just kind of being at the back of the front and leaning on my experience in terms of long distance running, not necessarily speed, but long distance, and over the course of 8 hours being able to hopefully beat them all. That's my goal.
Last I heard, Kevin Wynn is supposed to be coming too. I think he got third last year.
Yeah, Kevin's a dang good runner.
rod
Yeah,
ultra.
it's going to be a really good field in the front. I mean, I'm super pumped about racing this because there's so many good runners coming out. So
You can't have the prize if you win, so you'll have
Sure
to
he
just.
can.
No, he can't. He'll
Sure
have
he
to give it.
can.
No,
Oh, that's
I'm
bull
race
crap.
director, and I'm telling y'all right now,
Well, that's
he
a
can't have
stupid
it.
decision
not
because
coming
if you
if we do
if you win, you should get it.
yeah,
He
baby,
can't have
you
it.
can't do that.
You either borrow him
nobody's
from-
going to want to take the prize if they don't win.
You either bar him from competing or you let him take the prize if he wins.
Exactly.
Like,
Well,
so stupid.
I mean,
I'm in
when
charge.
you're talking about guys like that
A woman's in charge.
who are top
Not really.
runners,
Not really.
you're talking about guys who are top runners. They're not going to take a prize unless they actually won it. It ain't going to be like, hey, here, buddy. No, if these guys at this level that are going to be running in the front out there,
Here's your participation prize.
yeah, then they're not. They're going to be pissed if they lose. So they're not going to take the prize.
Pissed.
Even more pissed if you offer them a first place prize and they come in second.
That's true. Go ahead and do that. Go, hey, you want this? Huh?
I'm
want
so
this
sorry
stuff?
you got third, bub. Here you go.
To get it, but you have
But you remember that one time, Boo? I forgot what race you won, and you waited until the last person came in and you gave them your prize, your first place prize. What was that? Iron Mountain or something?
No,
And-
that probably would have been. I don't know what race. I think it would have been the Georgia Jewel.
yeah, it was cool. It wasn't. You don't got to
I
give
think
it
I
to
got
nobody
second
like
place
that.
at the Georgia Jewel or something. Yeah. All right. So 307 Project Trail Race, March 22nd. It does have a hard cap to it. So if you guys want to come out and run, or race, or just hike or ruck, whatever you want to do, it's a timed course. So you can do 4 miles, 8 miles. It's a 4-mile loop. So you're going to have to at least do 4 miles if you want to get one loop done. But, hey, we got a 4 and 8 hour, and you can get as many miles as you want to get in that time frame or as few miles as you want to get in that time frame. What's the course record out there? Do you remember, Chili, in terms of distance?
This is another guy that we ain't talked to, but maybe he'd come out and he would definitely make it more competitive. Graham Grant, he ran 44 miles on that.
44 miles?
He finished 11 laps in 8 hours. That's pretty dang good for that course. I mean, that's the course record, and I don't know. I don't know that you'd get 48. 48's not real likely. To get the full lap. I mean, you could. That's definitely doable. But I don't predict that'll even happen this year. That'll happen this year.
A good goal on that course would be if you can get 50K on that course in 8
Oh, yeah,
hours,
that's a
you've
good-
put in a good hard day.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're talking about 44 miles, I mean that's smoking, dude.
Yeah.
That's rolling. Whew. Good night. All right. Well, we hope to see you guys out there. All right. So here in just a minute, Cornbread and Chili are going to bring us the news and our Patreon question. But I was having a conversation with Blake yesterday, I think, or it might have been the day before. And we are so blessed to have so many opportunities here at 307 Project to train, to teach, to travel and speak, to do all these different things, right? Like our calendar gets really, really full really quick. And sometimes, even though everything that we do is a lot of fun and everything that we do is for a purpose and it's for the purpose of making an impact and helping people, sometimes, even in spite of all that, that full calendar gets pretty dang stressful for me personally. And so Blake was calling me the other day. He was discussing some opportunities that we kind of have to either say yes or to say no to. And I am in the mode now where I still try to say yes to as many things as I can possibly cram into the calendar. But in my mind, I know that I can't keep up this pace for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So Blake's discussing these opportunities with me, and I'm like, yeah, man, just let's do it. If we can book it, let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, that's pretty much what I always tell him. He's like, he tries to protect me, and I appreciate that. And it's probably a smart thing, but he always, hey, we got a speaking request here, and it's right after this training block. Are you gonna be cool with that? And he doesn't mind saying no. I do mind saying no. I want to say yes. I want to hustle. I want to take every opportunity we get. But he was talking to me about these things the other day, and I said, yeah, man, anything we get, I said, you just book it. Just book it. If we can fit it in the calendar and it works and it's in alignment with our mission, yeah, let's go for it. And I said, I want to hustle like this for another, say another 10 years max. And then we'll slow down a little bit, Not that we'll ever quit, but I felt like the guy that Jesus was talking about in the Bible after I said that, because after I said that, Blake kind of chuckled at me and he said, yeah, that's what you say you want to do, but you don't know that you're going to get to ever slow down, you know? And I felt like this it reminded me of this. James, the book of James, chapter 4 says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to such a city and spend a year there and engage in business and make profit. Yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and also do this or that. But as it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil." And so in a sense, the statement that I made, I felt like it sounded like what this verse is talking about. Like, hey, we're just gonna keep hustling for another 10 years, and then we're just gonna do what we want to do. You know what I mean? But really what I meant was, and I want y'all's question to this. I want y'all's answer to this. Really what I meant was, is like, is what you're doing professionally, should it be a means to an end? Like, should it be a means to reach a certain end to where then you can have more autonomy over your time and what you're doing in terms of, you know, this and that and what you do as your hobby and enjoy? Like, should it be a means to an end, or should you just have the mindset of, I'm just going to perpetually push at the hardest pace that I can possibly go until it either all falls apart or it doesn't work or I die, right? Because that, for the most part, in the entrepreneurship space, that is the message that's portrayed. It's like, no, this isn't a means to an end. Like, no, if it grows, you need to keep growing. You need to constantly be figuring out how to become more efficient, how to grow bigger, how to take more on, how to make more money, how to do, you know what I'm saying? And we know entrepreneurs that are like that, who they have been pushing hard from the age of 18, 19 years old, and they're in their mid to late 50s, and they're still pushing hard. It's just all they know. It's like what they've done, and they've accumulated massive wealth, and they've accumulated an unbelievable lifestyle, but it's what all that work they put in, for them, it's not a means to an end, because all they're doing now, even now in the latter years of their life, they're just still trying to figure out ways to grow more and to go harder and to keep pushing and to make more money. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, what's y'all's perspective on that? Should you really hustle and sacrifice and work as hard as you possibly can as a means to this end? And not that you should completely stop at the end, but to where you should take back control of, you know, your time more so. Or do you just keep pushing? Do you say this is never going to end and the goal is always to keep growing and getting bigger? You know what I mean?
I think it's, I mean, I don't think it has to be one or the other of that. I think it could be an in-between of, like, the people that are doing that, they're doing it because they love it. They're not doing it because, like, oh, I got to make money, I got to grow this. They're like, this is what I want to do. And so it's not like, I thought of the retirement mentality when you were talking, like, you know, our parents' generation and their mindset to working was find somewhere that's got a good retirement and work all your life and hustle and bust it so that when you get old, you can live off that retirement and then you can do what you want to do. But my grandma asked me one time, she said, well, are you saving for retirement, Blake? And I said, no, not at all. I would assume that I'm retired right now because I really love what I do. So to me, I could do what I'm doing now the rest of my life. And I think, at least in my mind, that's where I want to be. Like, I love what I do. Yeah, there are some things that I don't want to do. I do have to make sacrifices, but everything is not, I don't want to do this. I hate getting up. I don't want to go to work. Like, I look forward to coming and hanging out with y'all and doing the work that we do. And I think, just be faithful with what God's given you, and do it to the extent that you can also be faithful in the other areas of your life, with your relationship with Him and your kids and your family. And when those get out of whack, then you've gone too far. Like, you're doing too much, and then you back down, and you sustain that your entire life. Like, God doesn't give you this and He says, all right, you're good, you did what I wanted, so now do what you want. Like, once you find what you're called to do, you should do it all your life, so long as you can. And then I think He will reward that and bless that and give you more work to do. Maybe not more money, maybe more money. I mean, I think that's
Yeah, and I agree with you on the whole idea of retirement. And when I talk about a means to an end, it's not a means to be able to retire and only do what I want to do. The means to an end is the fact of the matter is, there are things and opportunities that we have and things that we do that I really like. Yeah. And there are some things that I don't really like, but I do them because I'm still in this mode of like, we're hustling, man. Like, we're getting after it. This is, we're getting after it. We're going to say yes. And so the means to an end isn't to say, I'm going to stop doing the parts of my work that I do like to do, but it's reaching a point where you feel good about saying no to the things that you don't necessarily really enjoy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I go ahead. So, like, this morning when we was all sitting there eating breakfast, and you was like, man, look at the life we get to live. And you explained what our day was like. Like, you are probably the biggest proponent out of all of us that really says, guys, look at what's going on. Like, you're able to actually, in your mind, draw yourself down and say, right now in this moment, I got it made, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so do you see, the question for me is do you see yourself actually ever slowing down? Now, me personally, looking at you and knowing about you what I know, I don't ever see you slowing down. Lord forbid some type of health tragedy or something like that. And you think, and I know you wasn't specifically talking about retirement, but going back to what Blake said, think about how many people y'all know that talk about someone who did retire, and then 2 or 3 later, maybe they passed, or yeah. And I think that's got
or dead.
Yeah, but I think depression like messes with a lot of people that retire because they don't have anything really to do. They don't have money to go, blow on just frivolous things, doing stuff. You can go buy all the stuff you want, but if you're not staying busy doing something, I think it messes with your mind, myself personally.
Yeah.
But that's the perspective I looked at it. And when you was saying that, when you was explaining everything, and I was like, dude, you literally answered your own question this morning. For now,
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, and I do have a lot of moments like that where I'm like, heck yeah, we have been blessed enough to have the opportunities to now have an awesome, really awesome life and team and all that stuff, right? But that kind of goes out the window when I have some weeks like are about to come up for me.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm no longer sitting there thinking, man, I got the life. I'm thinking, good night. Why am I doing this?
That's my question to you of like he was talking about, I forgot, the most recent inquiries, like kind of out of the box things y'all don't normally do. We were talking about that, and I was like, babe, your schedule's packed already. And you're like, what you're saying, let's just say yes to everything for the next 5 or 10 years. And my question would be, why? Like, is it a scarcity thing? Is it like, oh, we better get it while it's good because it might not always be there? Is it like I'm enjoying this crazy? Because I feel like these guys can also attest when you have a ROP course, speaking engagement, something else the next weekend, and then you get mean, hateful.
I get maxed out, yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? Why are we even doing this at all? So my thing is like, why year after year you keep choosing to hit it at this level when you know, and I know that you're going to be hating life in a couple of weeks? Like, why are you willing to put yourself through that? Like, what are you trying to do in the 5 or 10 years where you're sacrificing your time you could be having with your new squirrel dog or whatever to do what?
I really, to be honest with you, I really think what drives me to go at that pace, it is obligation.
To who?
Like to the people that need help. Like people who I can go, like businesses that I can go and help, the people that I can go and help when I go and speak.
Okay.
People that we can help when we train them. Like, I think that's really, if you were at like the foundation of what drives me, it is obligation to people. It's like, I have this opportunity to go out and potentially help people with what I've been blessed with, what I have to offer, and I guess it feels irresponsible to say no to those opportunities.
Well, it's a lot of it's what is like when you get in those points that you're feeling that way. Like, do you feel that way? Is it because of selfishness? Like, well, I would rather be doing this, and this sucks that I've got to be out here doing this other thing that I don't want to do, or because there's a part of it that we all have to do things we don't like to do, and just because we don't like to do them don't mean we shouldn't. It means we have to figure out how to deal with those feelings that come up when we don't like doing the thing that we are now doing. And then, I think there's going to be moments like that throughout the year, but if you look back on last year, do you say, man, we really worked hard, but we had a good time. Like, a lot of good memories were made. I still had times to do the things that I wanted. Or do you look back and you say, I mean, that was just miserable, and I do not want to do that again. I think you have to look at it on a year, a yearly. Because this month, yeah, you may have a ton to do, but then next month you might be sitting around twiddling your fingers, hunting your squirrel dog, and it may just be the way things balance out. You can't just like sprinkle them in.
Well, that's another question that you ask yourself when you talk about should I view what I'm doing right now as a means to an end? Then you also have to ask yourself, well, are you really going to be happy when you decide to kind of pull back and say no to more of these things that you don't necessarily enjoy doing, and it opens up this kind of spare or free time in your life? Like, are you really going to be happy with that? Because it looks good and it sounds good, and when you think about it, it sounds like an amazing thing, but the reality of that might be a lot different than what you are dreaming of it to be in your head, so you do have to ask yourself that question.
What do y'all think?
Have you ever known anyone that pulled way back and then busted right back off into something? I mean, I personally don't, and I'm not saying no one's ever done it, but to what you said, if you get there and don't like it, would it be a start over type deal? You don't know. You don't know at all. Have you ever known anybody to do that, Chili?
I don't even know what you're saying.
So
like somebody that pulled back and then they said, I don't like it, I'm about to get back after it again.
Well, yeah, people retire all the time and then go back to work. I mean, yeah, I can't. I mean, there's a million examples of that.
Like who?
Like, I think, well, daggum Brooks' dad.
Yeah.
He can't stay retired. He's never going to be able to stay retired.
Nope.
I mean, like.
It's driving him crazy.
Yeah, he's jumped. I think he's had 2 different jobs since he retired. He's only been retired, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he can't.
he's unhappy.
Most people can't stand it.
Well, and especially that generation specifically. But our generation too, it's hard to find purpose sometimes outside of your work. And I think what you were saying earlier about the depression and just what do I do, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But being idle is not good for anybody. I'm not. But yeah, he definitely did not stay retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this, you know, this is different for other people because, you know, like a lot of people, why don't they stay retired? It's because they realize when they retire, they don't have the money to do the things that they actually would like to do with their retirement. Like that's not. I get that's the case for some people. That's not my vision for at some point saying, okay, you know, now we're gonna take a little more time to enjoy the fruits of our labor. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's a worthy question to ponder, and the whole idea of working really, really hard in your 20s, 30s, and 40s to then not to retire, but to be able to say no to more things that you don't necessarily really enjoy.
But you say no a lot now.
No,
Not really.
He has.
No, don't.
I guess it depends on how you look at it because I mean I've known over the years a lot of things that you could have done and you say no. I mean maybe you've forgotten about a lot of them. I mean it's maybe not as big of opportunities as some others, but like there's been lots of opportunities to travel and do extra things and do extra courses and you've said no. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't think you ever say no?
Well,
I'm not saying a lot. I'm saying like
yeah, but not a lot for sure. Yeah, but
Well, I mean, I can't help but think that we're like a lot of this stuff we're talking about it based off of making our decision off how we feel.
Yeah.
And really, it can't. I mean, you shouldn't make any decision off what you do by how you feel about it. I mean, I think you really, not to over spiritualize the conversation, but like, I think you got to seek God and like, is this this is going to be really tight for me to do? How do I feel about really going to do this? Like, is it going to be edifying to this? Is it going to build them up, or is this just going to wear me down and not be even anything good for them? What kind of message are they asking me to share? Is it impact? I mean, and it could still be impactful and not even be a gospel message, but I think, you know, you can't make those kind of decisions based off of how you feel. You shouldn't make any decision based off how you feel.
Right,
I don't think.
I was talking to Jeff at the gym this morning, and we were talking about goals. That's an interesting conversation too. But outside of that, kind of what Blake is saying is like, when you were asking that question, Boo, about like what's the right thing to do, one of my first thoughts was how we all have this habit of increasing our standard of living as we continue to make more money. And like everybody does it. And it just perpetuates that cycle of like, I have to do more. I have to make more.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
to. And we do, me and you have done that. We've done that in a
100%.
big way. And
Yeah.
when I look at our spending and what we're willing to spend and the things we're used to now, I'm like, whoa, that happened without us even realizing it. But another thing I wanted to say was when you said about how to choose, like what to do is what I heard. I thought about if like at the beginning of this year for me, I think what I'm going to do is decide what are like my main values or the things that are going to be the most important to me this year. So, I mean, I don't know what yours would be, but like mine would be probably like you, family, community, service. And I'm going to start asking myself, like, when I'm brought up with something, oh, do I want to do this or not? Well, is it going to feed into any of these values that I've chosen? I'm going to center my year around.
Well, that's the perfect picture of my perspective on slowing down. Like that's the perfect. But
What do you mean?
But that's the perfect picture of my perspective of what slowing down looks like. It's doing the things that fit within those boxes that you've identified that are really important to you.
But I think your job-
hustling, when you're getting it, you don't you don't make sure that everything you do fits into one of those boxes.
Why not? You could die next year. You better make sure you're living based on your values, or when you get cancer next year and you're on your deathbed, you're going to be like, crap. But I think that you hustling at work can, in my perception, can land in some of your values. Like, I don't think it's like what Blake was saying earlier. Some people enjoy, like, they get a lot out of, and they get fulfilled by hard work and challenges, like with work. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that's probably true for some people.
But like Blake said, if you're not balancing, are all these things I'm striving for and spending all of this time on every year, if they're not lining up with what I truly value in life, or what I want to value in life, or what the Bible tells me to value, then the 5 years could go by and then you die on year 6 and you're like, oh crap. I was going to start living my life on year 6, but now I'm here and
like, that sounds good. Like, yeah, that sounds great. But that's never like, so that's never going to lead to something like great, or that's never going to lead to wealth. That's never going to lead to like a something that's big, like that. That's
what? Like, what's the other thing past wealth that's big? That
like
pushing
a big business or a brand or something like that. Yeah, that's never going. That format right there.
I hate
that format's never going to lead to that. Like,
how
it sounds
so?
good, but
hate legacy.
That is, people who live that way live a very happy life, I think. But their lifestyle is usually pretty meager, and maybe they're happy with that. Like, maybe they're happy with that, but that's what that lifestyle is not going to lead to you building anything great.
Living based on your values is not going to build
if you
anything
are not
great.
Willing to do stuff, and like, if you're not willing to go and do stuff that you're just like, well, it's not that it's anti your values.
Being part of your values doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. A lot of things that land in my values are things I do not want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
I think a lot of it's situational too, because like when I trained for that Georgia Jewel 100 miler, I intentionally put my priorities way out of line, like for a short period of time with all the training. Like, I couldn't be helping Kat and doing stuff as much as I should, but to do what I wanted to do, we agreed and she was fine with it. And so things do get out of whack, and maybe that's like the balance of.
Yeah, but you were doing something in your values.
Well, yeah,
you
but
valued pushing yourself.
But also value my wife more than that. And during that period of time, I didn't display that with my actions. But I think even this year, like the Yukon 1000, like that's something that the past years you would have been like, well, no, we got too much going on. But I even think you're starting to do that now, because there will be several things that we'll have to say no to because of the training.
There's not enough time in the calendar.
Yeah, and the actual mission. And so I think, even part of that now, you're starting to do that. And as you give yourself more freedom, you will end up finding that you fill it with useless things. At least I have. I was looking at pictures the other night in my phone just of the kids when they were little, and I was just thinking, like, dang, man, I'd like to go back to that time and be with them and hear their little voice again, and I just like to live in that moment for a little bit. Yeah. And I was talking to Kat about it, and she said, well, why do you think that's hard for you now? And I was like, well, I don't know, but I think it's because I have more freedom now than I did then. Like, when I was working for TEC in construction, I worked when I got home, like I had this window of time, and that's just what I did with it. But now it's in short spurts of time, and I want to do the things I didn't get to used to do, like hunt all the time, like work on a truck, do stuff I want to do those things. And with the freedom comes the temptation to fill all of that useless time with things that aren't that it shouldn't be being filled with to the degree that it is. And so that's just something else to be conscious of, as because I feel like that. Because over the past 2 months, we hadn't ran as many courses. I mean, Chad still spoke a couple times, but things slowed down, especially in December. And then I find myself filling all of that extra time that I should be spending with my family and doing the things that are maybe in my values with things that are not. So just for other people that are listening, if you're in that spot, I think that's something to be conscious of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bring this conversation up because it's just something that I ask myself, and I think it's something that maybe other people are asking themselves who have been going hard for a long, long time. Like, I mean, I've been going hard since I was 18 years old, since I joined the Navy. I mean, I've not missed a freaking lick, son. So now I'm almost not far off from my 40s. So a lot of you guys can relate to that. And everything that you're going to see, especially in the entrepreneurship space online, is basically telling you, no, you have to keep pushing, keep growing, keep expanding, keep saying yes, like just perpetually. You should always for the rest of your life, that time that you have this business, be in this mindset of growth. And I just don't think that that's always right for everyone. I don't think that's always a fit for everyone, right? I mean,
if you don't enjoy that,
yeah,
right? I mean, you got to enjoy life along the way.
Yeah. I mean, and so I asked this question and brought up this topic to say that I think that it is okay to look at your 20s, 30s, and 40s as a time to really freaking hustle and really get after it and learn skills and do a ton of crap that you don't like doing. I mean, just flat out, just do a ton of crap that you're not finding enjoyment in. You're not liking it, but you're doing it, and you're seizing these opportunities, and you're saying yes, as a means to a potential lifestyle at some point where you feel okay with saying, no, we're just going to do this amount this year. Yeah. Like, and that's it. Like, I'm never going to stop, but we're just going to do this amount this year. You know what I mean? And if somebody calls and wants this, somebody wants that, we're just going to say, no, we're full. This is what we're doing this year. You know what I mean?
Well, if you don't do that, I'll say that life will eventually make you do it. Like, because you have to get to that point eventually, or you'll get to where you can't. You drive yourself nuts with stress, or you just get so darn old your body's breaking down. Yeah. So you got to do it regardless.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope somebody got something out of that, because if I'm asking myself these questions, I have to imagine that there are also other people out there who've been getting after it and saying yes to everything for a long, long time and hustling hard, who are asking themselves these same questions. Is there going to be a day where it's okay for me to pull back a little bit and live that perfect lifestyle that Aunt Brooke gets to live, where she just gets to say yes to the things that fit within her value boxes?
Excuse you. My value boxes last year and this year included majority of them were things that terrified me and that I hated on purpose. Because part of my values is stretching myself and growing and choosing things that scare me. That it's not like a cutesy, quaint, nice, like, let me just choose the things I like. No, that's not what it is.
That's good. I'm glad you clarified that right there. It became extremely clear in that statement that what you meant is not.
You hit the nail on the head with that.
You're on to something, because what you said could have easily been twisted into what you're talking about, just this cutesy life.
No.
And see, I made that comment to lead you into clarifying for the audience what you meant by that.
Go ahead. Nobody? Yeah. Corn, you don't have any misogynistic comments on that?
I'm not misogynistic at all.
You guys are so lucky that I'm tolerant of your freaking BS.
I mean, how did you feel all those years, Corn? You worked 75 hours a week for years and years and years. Was it a means to an end for you, or was it just, hey, I'm going to do this forever until I die?
Well, it began to feel that way. And once it began to feel as if I was going to do that forever until I died, like I wanted out big time. like big time. And to be quite honest with you, since I've come to work here after that, like a lot of time, and I've expressed it some, I've talked to Chili about some, I don't know what to do with myself, and I stay busy enough. I feel I earn my pay just as well as anyone else, but I'm not working 60, 75 hours a week, so a lot of times I'm picking my brain apart, and then you get hurt, and, you was riding your bike a bunch, and then now you can't ride your bike a bunch, and so, yeah, I myself, am constantly looking for something else to do. And then you're like, well, I don't want to do something, and then it's usually maybe I can do something for work, and then, well, if I do that, Chad's so spontaneous, it might not matter if I do it anyway, you know what I mean? So
Hurricane.
So I have those kind of thoughts. It's just like perpetual thoughts of, do this, well, no, you better not do that. And then like Blake says, then I fill it with useless time, whatever it may be, The other night I went in there and sat down and played UFC. I was aggravating Chili about that.
Did you make a character?
I did. But so yeah, it's
How
like
big is he?
it's almost
How
like
big is he?
careful. It's almost like careful what you wish for.
Flyweight.
You know what I mean? Because I know y'all heard that. Careful what you wish for. Because if you're not ready for it, and it hits you like that, then it's gonna mess you up.
That's true. Yeah, that's another thing. When I have these thoughts, you want it. You want to do it on your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You want it to be on your own time.
Right.
Was it Montgomery Gentry said the devil dreams on an idle horse?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Yeah, you want it to be on your own time. That's for sure. All right. Well, I also think a lot of this has to do with personality types.
Yeah.
I've saw that a lot. Like one of my friends who's an entrepreneur who just is always looking to go more, further, faster. Like he has the personality type for that. Like he's got so much energy, and he gets seems like he gets like pumped up to be with people, and I think my personality type kind of works against me in this, because I'm the type of person that if left to my own devices, I've said it many times on the show, I just want to be left alone. Like I don't want to be around people. I just want to be left. I can stay occupied by myself, and I've been like that since I was a little kid. So yeah, I think that's worth being said too. A lot of these decisions and desires definitely play into it's what is your personality, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like left to my own devices when the family aggravates me because they seen me working all those hours, Monday through Saturday, daylight to dark. They seen me working all those, so now I'm not working like that. And, man, when one of them says you're retired now, dude, that ticks me off. It ticks me off 70% of the time, and I have to sort of just draw back and just take it. And I don't like taking it sometimes. But, yeah, so and that feeds me on being like, all right, well, I need to do something. I need to do something. And then, spiral sometimes. That's where looking for adversity comes from.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Do you experience any of this stuff, Chili?
No, I haven't known what the crap Chad's been talking about for the last hour, so I've just been sitting here.
Chili, you just struck that balance, hadn't you? Where he doesn't feel pulled one way or the other.
Well, I haven't understood what Chad was saying. He was like, should we go hard forever or for a little while and then do it again? Like I haven't.
Cornbread said that. Cornbread said that.
I honestly just haven't really understood what this was all about, and y'all were going real good, so I just didn't intervene. See, that's partly a skill I have developed. Not well, but I'm working on it. I try not to interrupt a conversation that I have nothing to add to, but then y'all go, well, what do you got, Chili? And then it causes me to do it. So
Well,
I don't have
that. We know what's going to happen when we ask.
I don't have nothing to add. I'm very confused, and I exist in a permanent state of confusion. But I hope you figure that out, Chad, and I hope you either pull back or you keep going. Whatever is you need to do.
The whole time, Chili was just wanting to ask. Hold on, guys. Now, what exactly is work? What y'all talking about this work?
That would have been a good question. That would have added clarification to where maybe I could have added.
Yep, exactly. Oh, man. Well, that's just something that's been on my mind the last little bit, as y'all have stressed me out about, a busy month to come. Thank y'all for doing that.
Yeah. Corn.
Y'all were doing, Chili, you were doing that on purpose. And then you know what corn is? Corn is just that calm, steady voice. That's his superpower.
What was I doing on purpose?
Y'all like to talk about how when we have a really busy month coming up, yeah. Y'all really like to just, when I'm around, you like to just go through the calendar and make sure I know what's coming, right? But Corn's superpowers, he's just this calm, steady voice in the midst of anything. If anybody's around him stressed out, or if anybody, anything, he don't let that stuff get on him, man. He'll just stay steady, man. He's always been that way.
Tell him, Corn.
You're going to be okay, bub.
Yep. So that's Corn's job this month.
You are also going on a vacation. So that's one thing you get
about
to do.
That. In the middle of all this.
Yeah, you're going on a vacation.
Taking a vacation.
One point I do have is you're going to say no to something in your life. Like, even if you say yes to everything with work and you're like, it's a freaking bomb.
Did you feel that?
If you say yes to seemingly everything at work, then you're going to say no to a lot of people in your family. Like, you're going to say no to something, even if you're saying no to saying
if you're
yes.
Not verbally saying it.
Yeah, then you're just going to be like, no. So that's what Blake's talking about. Balance is what was Brooke talking about with values-based stuff? Why do you
guys have to talk crap every time I talk?
I'm asking for clarification.
I said
You're
this
saying
year. So this
year. This
year,
is the year of a new me.
Piss off. So you're asking me a question. Are you guys gonna let me answer? Or y'all
It's time for Patreon question.
Carry on. So
go ahead, Corn.
This year, instead of specific goals, because I don't like specific goals anymore, because I did that for a long time, and I think it's for my personality.
You like broad,
type.
general goals that you don't know if you accomplish or not.
Yeah, I need to do less.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna have values. I have a mindset coach, by the way. So I'm the expert on this. I came up with this by myself. So I have values this year. One of my values is continue doing things that scare me and stretch me. Spend time with family, serve my community, serve my husband, be a good employee. So when I'm choosing, with Chad would be a good example. If I'm feeling oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. February is so full. So-and-so just called me and asked me if I could do this thing, and I'm feeling conflicted. Should I do it?
That's the filter you run it through.
Yes. I go to my values, and I say, even if I feel like I'm overwhelmed and I shouldn't do this. And one of my values might be relax more. That's not on there right now, but it might be. But if not, I go, okay, does this thing, even though I don't really want to do it, does it fit into one of my values for this year?
I got you.
If the answer is yes, I do it. But I don't get to wear a tracking watch, get 8 hours of sleep,
and your values
don't eat
are
any
fluid.
carbs. I'm not allowed to make any specific goals this year. As long as like Jeff said this morning, as long as I'm moving my boat in the direction I want to go, I don't have to measure it specifically.
You could put that on a sign.
Why are you dogging on me?
How am I dogging?
I'm trying to better myself. Can you guys not be supportive?
He's talking about you go share that with other people.
Yeah, but when he said he did this, put it on a sign.
But Chili doesn't like that kind of stuff.
Well, I
think it's wonderful what you're doing.
You made fun of me for it earlier.
No,
you said
I didn't. You were on to something. I was teeing you up.
Before that, he was saying that if you want to just be like Brooke and just do all the comfortable things.
He was keying you up to be able to share that.
You know what? I'm tired of having to be defensive on this show. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
You did good, baby.
Go ahead, Corn.
and you're gonna have a really
Don't.
sorry.
Corn, go ahead.
Sorry. Corn, you got a Patreon question for us?
I do, and this I'm assuming this is a gentleman because women don't care about the Second Amendment. His handle is Second Amend. Second Amend says
Misogynistic butthole.
says Chad. I'm in the beginning stages of prepping supplies for myself and my family. I have a lot to learn. Do you have a few key fundamental tips for beginners? I'm in the firm belief that it is only a short matter of time until we will need to properly protect and feed our family.
Tilapia farm. He needs to get a tilapia farm ASAP.
No.
Tilapia. It's more sustainable.
If that's gonna be, you know, so you need to look at something like that as like a hobby, in my opinion. And it's a good hobby to have because, like this gentleman said, there's no you may need your stuff one day. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be nice to have it if you need it. You know, and whether you need it because we get invaded by a foreign army or the government tries to take over or a natural disaster or whatever it may be, there's nothing wrong with making that your hobby and prepping and getting ready. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do, man. It's a good time. But I think the foundation of everything, in my opinion, is guns, ammo, and training. Because I don't care what you have or what you're able to accumulate. If you can't defend it, then it don't matter. Somebody's going to come and overrun you and take all your mess from you. So I think the foundation is first training. Because if y'all don't understand, man, if you have a person who is untrained and they have to go against somebody who even has a basic level of training, they will get destroyed. You will get destroyed if you don't have good, solid training and you have to go up against somebody that does, even just a baseline level. So I think training is the first step to preparing, right? That's the first thing you need to put in your toolbox. And the best thing about training is also nobody can take it from you. You possess it, right? And certain parts of it is ongoing, though. You know, obviously, like learning how to shoot accurately and handle your weapon, well, that's a perishable skill, so you need to get the initial training, but then you have to go on to practice that. But you also need to train things like communication. You need to train things like your leadership skills. You need to train things like
Gardening.
Being able to organize and run a team and delegate responsibilities. Like all of that stuff, people don't just inherently know how to do all that stuff good. We see it all the time at the proving grounds. You know, you put somebody in a team and you give them a task and they have no clue how to communicate. They literally have no clue how to communicate, how to delegate, how to lead, how to form this unit in order to get the job done, right? And whether that unit is you and your family or you and your buddies, if somebody has not learned and practiced those skills of leadership, communication, teamwork, delegation, all those things, if you don't understand how those things work and how they play out, then you're going to be ineffective as a unit, right? So even if everybody in your group had their own individual weapons training, but you guys don't know you don't have a leader and your leader doesn't know how to lead and you don't know your each individual roles and responsibilities and all that stuff, you're just ineffective. So I think training is when I say training, people think, okay, I need to go take a shooting class, right? But no, when I say training, it's all encompassing. And I think that's the foundation of preparing to be able to take care of yourself and your family. And then on top of that, in terms of just hard resources, I think obviously guns and ammunition. I like guns and ammunition because, one, that's your main tool to use to defend whatever else you have. It's the great equalizer. And they also, it's a finite resource, right? So it's always going to go up in value, and especially if you are faced with a situation where you're having to survive, your guns and ammo are going to be really, really valuable as trade items if you had enough of them to be able to have what you need, but you had a surplus to be able to trade. I just don't think there's any in a situation like that. I can't think of a single other resource that you could amass that would be as valuable as, especially ammunition. There's a lot of guns out there, but ammunition gets hard to find real quick.
You think
right?
if everybody was starving and somebody had a huge garden and a bunch of food, they couldn't trade it for ammunition?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, exactly. But the ammunition,
a morally good person.
Yeah. I mean, people with guns and ammo probably just would end up just taking most of the food that they wanted. But yeah, I mean, I'm saying though, if you wanted a trade item and you wanted to trade for food, ammunition is a item that is going to be highly sought after that would probably be taken as a trade on some sort of food, right?
That's true.
And then beyond that, yeah, the skill sets that Brooke's talking about, like gardening, beekeeping,
Foraging, learning how to cure and treat meat.
Yeah, all those things. There's a whole list, but you also have to understand that you are not going to be able to do all those. Like you're living in some dream world if you think that you're just going to learn all these things yourself and you're going to be good enough at them and have enough time to not only protect what you have, but to grow all your food, to cure all your meat, to can all your stuff, to go collect water, to do all this crap. You are not going to have enough time to do that, and you're never going to be able to get good enough at all those things to even do them at the level that they would need to be done in a survival situation anyways. And so if you really are serious about this, you have to surround yourself with a fairly substantial group of people. I mean, 8 to 10 people, I would say. And each of those people needs to specialize in one of those different aspects of what it's going to take for you guys to survive as a unit. Because we live in this dream world, because right now society's laid out to where every one of us can have our own little house and our own little piece of land. And like, we can live the way that we live. We can live these little individual lifestyles because we have a dang grocery store, because we have police officers, because we have hospitals. Like, yeah, and that's another skill, medical. I mean, that's highly, highly valuable. But if this construct of this society ever crumbles, no one is going to be able to live the way we're living now. Like, we have to live in tight-knit communities the way people live for thousands and thousands of years, all the way up to just probably the last 100 years, that's changed. But it's got to be small groups of people, and you got to have each thing covered within that group, right? And somebody that specializes in that. And so it's complex if you're really going to get serious about setting something like this up. It's way more complex than you just being able to figure it all out yourself and think that you're going to do it. It's an impossibility. So that's my take on that.
Welcome back to KZ307. It's 2025. Now to our local news correspondent, Cornbread.
So on December the 29th in Plains, Georgia,
Oh, geez.
the 39th president of the United States, Mr. Jimmy Carter,
He was from
passed
Cartersville.
away. No, he was from Plains, Georgia. That's in Sumter County.
New South.
Is that not the best line in country music? Last fall, we elected the man from Plains. Yep. But an interesting
He lived in place from Cartersville.
From Plains. An interesting tidbit about Jimmy Carter is
What's his resource?
what is his resource?
What is this resource that you're using?
Oh, it's various news sources and also cornbread memory.
No, what is it? What is it?
So
Hold on. When was Jimmy Carter president?
from 77 to 81. Yeah.
Okay. Were you alive, CB?
I was. I was born in '76. I was old little bread.
Was he worse than Biden?
That's the tale that he was the worst president.
I seen a meme the other day said now Biden is the worst living president in history.
Yeah, I think inflation was up while Jimmy Carter like it is now. Yeah.
Was he Republican?
No, he was Democrat.
Okay.
And that's when they had all the, what was it, the fuel. You had to get the fuel stamps to be, you could only, like, there was a certain amount of time you could only get so much gas.
Oh, Jimmy Carter was a freaking
Yeah,
communist.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was rough back in 77 to 81.
You were just a little muffin back
I
then.
was a little bread, old corn pop. But some interesting
Bad
thing
dude.
about Jimmy Carter in 2019, the May of 2019, he was on his way to a turkey hunt, and he was a big turkey hunter. That was
This is local news.
well, this is about Jimmy Carter. We're honoring the 39th.
Quit interrupting him,
We're
Chili.
honoring the 39th president of this United
Well,
States.
they've already honored it by putting the flag down for a week.
They did that when his wife died. It's still been down. She died in 2023. So in 2019, he was headed turkey hunting, and he fell and broke his hip. So he didn't get his limit of 3 turkeys that year. So the DNR slipped in a special law for Mr. Jimmy Carter for 2020. He could then, it rolled over the amount of turkeys he didn't get the year before, and the verbiage in the law went sort of like, a president that was from the state of Georgia that's only over the age of 80 years old could roll over the amount of turkeys not tagged in 2019. So
Are
in
you serious,
2020,
man?
Jimmy Carter got to kill 5 turkeys because he broke his hip in 2019.
And you're still mad about it.
I am ticked off about it.
There's-
But
you know-
since he's dead, I'm taking his turkeys for this year.
You know, there's no way that a 96-year-old Jimmy Carter killed 5 turkeys. There's no way he did. There's no way he did.
I'm telling
There's
Oh,
zero
yeah.
chance.
There is way.
Corn knows this guy from his name is Chester from Taylorsville. He was 102 and he killed 7 turkeys in a turkey
They
season.
called him Chet.
Yeah.
His name was Chester, but they called him Chet.
That was symbolic, Corn. He didn't kill 5 turkeys.
Oh, he did.
Now that I know that, I'm gonna kill as much game as I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, man. What the crap, dude?
Yeah, they eased that on in there.
What is wrong with this DNR, man?
Rules for thee.
They eased that on in there.
Because he was white.
That's what it was.
What about the squirrel limit? Is there a limit on squirrels?
15 a day per person.
Good Lord.
15 a day.
Season runs from August to what?
It's all
February.
year. It's all
August
year.
to February.
Yeah, 28th. February 28th.
All year.
No, it's not all year, Chili.
Yeah.
Coon season is all year now.
Kill a squirrel all year. Ain't nobody
Yeah,
gonna know.
that's
Ain't nobody gonna
that's
know if you
another
kill a
one of the
squirrel.
things. It's all year on private lands, but on the lands we pay extra money for, the state lands, it's not all year.
If you obey the dang squirrel
It
laws,
opens
you're
in
an
August,
idiot.
the coon season.
Kill them when you want to.